All right, everyone, welcome to another video. In this video, we're going to learn how to create a free website. All right, the first step, which is very, very important, everybody, please let me create a new GitHub account for you so you guys can follow me. All right, so let's see how we can do it. Let's see. These are my repositories. Let me see, sign out. Let me sign out from here. All right, let me sign out. All right, everybody just Google github.com. Just everybody Google github.com, please. Let's do step by step. Very simple, I would say. Very, very simple. But it requires a few things that probably you need to do. Everybody got it? Then you guys need to hit this button, sign up. And now once you got into that, you can create your account directly from Google. One thing which I forgot to mention. You know what? GitHub, who owns GitHub? Anybody know who owns GitHub? Anybody know anything? Not sure. It's Microsoft. Microsoft owns GitHub. So all the Microsoft software like VS Code and everything would be right over there. So what you need to do is you need to create your account. You can use Google, Apple, whatever you like. For example, let me use my Apple account. Well, let me see. Let me create my account. You need to create your account. You can use Google, Apple, whatever you like. For example, let me use my Apple account. Well, let me see. Let me create my account let's try this account. No, I don't have access to that account right now. So let me create account using my Hotmail account. So let's put a password. Let me just pick a username. Yeah, it is simple password. All right, so I just make a password. Let me use username is going to be, let's say, uCooker. Let's try that. No, I don't have that. So let me try. All right, I think Doc Cooker is right there. Great. All right, so then United States, and if you want to receive any emails or anything like that, that's fine. Otherwise, you can hit create account. So all I need to do is email address, password, pick a username, whatever they allow, and then you hit create account. I'm going to save this password. All right, they sent an email. I'm going to go back to my email account, and I got the email from Git, and let me copy this. All right, so let's copy it here. I got it, and let's see, sign in. All right, so I'm all in. So once you log in, that's what is gonna be your first welcome page. Everybody got it? Should we move on? Let me just go to Zoom. Everybody's here. You guys have created accounts. So everybody create account. If you guys are getting any problem, please do let me know. So because we're gonna get our project done on it. So it is very important. So make sure you have no problems with a GitHub. All right. So once you have created your account, the next step is it's going to be very, very simple. Next step is you're going to create a repository. That's a repo, which I was talking about. The first step is, of course, we are trying, we are recording the session. So, but please do it with me. Click this button, the green button, create repository. Once you click the repository, then you need to put the repository name. So let's say this is going to be, for example, we are making a repository, and that's like, you can create as many repository as you want. Let's name it web, something like this. Web is available. So that's my repository now. You can provide a description about it. I can say here, this web page is about my education and other details, something like that. Just put some details on it. It's not mandatory, but it's better to have it. So you can put some information, let's say, and this description is very important if anybody is collaborating with you, all right? And for example, you want the people to see what this repository is about, but we are making it just for our resume. You can always make it public, as I mentioned earlier. You can do that. So, but we're gonna make it public. So you can always add the README, because this is not like a repository where I want the people to see my web page and collaborate it and use my tool. If it would be a tool or software, then we should put the README option. I'm not going to put the Git ignore. I'm not going to do that. Add the license. Typically, if you are creating a software and you think people can use it commercially, you can always put a license here. All right. So before using, even though you can make it free, but you can put a license before making it public. So simple. What I did is I just chose a name and I did not do anything else. This description is not important. You don't need to do that. And then I will create repository. All right. Now repository is created. If you want to invite the people to the repository, we will do that. You can hit here, invite collaborator, and you can start adding the people from here. Just putting their names, email addresses, and all that stuff. And you can also control over what they can do with the repository, etc., etc. I'll go back to web. So you're going to click this to get back to the repository. This button, the web, the new repository name. If I click my name, it's going to take me back. If I have multiple repositories, it's going to show me those repositories. So I'm going to go back to my repo, web, and I'm right here. Now you will see here, they have also put AI. So you can also start working on your project by using Copilot. Why Copilot? Because owned by Microsoft. We already talked about. All right. So once you got it done, if you guys want to download, you want to work on your computer, you can click here, setup in desktop. Like you can download it, this Git repository, and then you can do the coding. But we are not going to do that. We're going to use 100% cloud environment. Nothing should come to our personal computer. Let me just put my computer on charge. All right. All right, folks. So everybody's good so far? Everybody's good so far?
Yeah.
All okay with the repository? Perfect. Awesome. Now the next is where I am. All right. Oh, all right. So next is you guys need to hit this button. It's called creating a new file. So we can create a new file and we will be working on directly onto the cloud. So I'm going to click this button, create a new file. Now they're asking you name the file. This is going to be my root directory, like a main file, the main or root directory. You see main, that's the main. You can create branches. Remember we talked about branches? Name. Let me name it, for example, index.html. And that's the file. And once you created a file, you guys see commit changes. Let's hit commit changes. Now, what is the change that is going to happen? Commit changes means save. So I can put here just created the index file just for my notes. Commit change. So just hit that green button. Page is created. Go to default branch. So this is, by the way, if I go back here, index.html file is created now. If I go back here, click back. So this is your environment is going to be, where your environment should look like. I'm going to show you a bunch of things. So let's try to keep it simple, and then I will show you one small thing. And then we will publish this web page. And there are a bunch of ways how we can do that, but let's make it as simple as possible for now. Everybody got to this point? We just created the index.html page under our repository, which is web. If you click back here, you should see index.html. All okay?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. So once you got it, I'm also recording the session. If anybody's running behind, so don't worry about it. You can watch the recording and please let me know if there would be any question, any problems. Next, I'm going to click on this file, index.html file. And this file is empty. So if you guys hit this button, which is edit the file. Now let's start editing the file. The best way is we should use the quote spaces, which we will do. I'm going to show you after this. But let's make it simple file for now. just HTML code. Or let's do one thing. Rather than doing it here, let me cancel changes. Just hit OK. I'm going to show you one thing here. Let's go back here. Let's go back. Rather than doing this, why don't we create or access the code spaces? Let me show you how to do it. Do you guys see this green button, the code? You're going to click this drop down arrow. All right. Once you got the drop down arrow, go to code spaces. By default, it's going to be right here, local, where you can make a local copy. But we're not going to do that. We're going to go to code spaces. Code spaces mean like we are basically using the VS Studio environment from where we can directly do the coding and all that stuff. We're going to do this. Code spaces. And once you got it, you can click here, create a new code space on the main. Click here. It's going to open a new tab where you're going to see absolutely free VS Code for you. Like you don't have to download, nothing like that. You got a VS Code. All right. Once you got it, you can choose the theme if you want. I mean, it's going to pitch you option. Let's say if you click here, you can keep the same theme, or you can, for example, get the VS to whatever the theme you like. But make sure to click this button, sync setting across the devices. That's important. Sync setting across the devices. And rest, I don't think so we need to do anything else. All right. And then on your left side, you guys would be able to see index.html. Click on index.html. Now that's the software, the index.html file. All right, folks. Now, just like Emmet, you guys remember the Emmet exclamation? Remember? If you click on it, it's going to write down the same code for you. Exactly the same way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a simple structure for the website. Structure is H1 heading 1. And let's say that's your name. You can write your name. Just the heading 1. After that, you can, if you want to write something about yourself, but I'm going to just want to make a structure. Heading 1, and let's say heading 2 is objective, just for my resume. The third heading is heading 1. For example, that's going to be education. And then I'm going to make one more heading 1, and that's going to be, for example, job experience, job. And let's say the tools, which I know, let's say tools, the technologies. And let's say I can put here some maybe social networking sites, social media, something like that, something like this. So I just made a structure here. And now the very important thing for you, which you guys can get confused about. You guys remember, if I right click here, do you guys see open with live server? Do you have that on your end? Anybody has that? No?
No.
You remember, how did we put it in? Do you guys remember how did we add the open server on our right click? What did we do? Anybody remember? Lania, do you remember? How did we do it? We use extensions. So if you see on the left side, if you see this option, extensions, if you guys see this option, click on extensions. And here you can look for that particular extension. So which extension? So live server. Just like the same, how did we do that in our VS Code? Live server example is here. Install it, trust publisher, and install. It's going to take few seconds. Now, live server has been installed on my PC. I mean, not PC, on my code space. This is called code space. It has been installed. I'll go back to this file. Do you see? To go back to Explorer, go back to it. And this is your index.html. You can click here as well if you want. You can close this tab. Now, if I right click here, now this time you guys will see open with live server. If I open with live server, it's going to take a few seconds and it's going to show my page here. So you can do all the coding and everything right down here. Now, next step is once you got it done, I'm going to close this, close this. Once you got it done, now the very important thing is I want to save it. If you want to save it, you will click on it, source control, because you made some changes here. You're going to click here. And under that, if you see, we have created that and I need to hit commit. You can also put some message here what you did. I can put here, I made a structure of my web page just for the notes. You don't need to put that, but I made a structure. Just hit commit. Always. Now these changes have been added, but if you see, these changes has not been deployed to my main. It is still going to deploy it. It is still in the progress, right? I just commit that. I did not push the changes. You got it? We deployed the change, but we did not push the changes. So this is like I made the changes. It has not been done to main. If you want to see if it is done to main or not, I can go back here. If you see doc, if I refresh it, and if I click on index.html, you guys see it is still empty. It's still empty. I'll go back to my repository. I want those changes to come here. Typically, it takes few seconds to get here, but we need to push it. How do we push it? Let me go back to web. We're going to go back to our workspace. At the bottom of the terminal, you guys need to add 2 more commands. I'm going to quickly show you those. Everybody got to that point? You good for so far? Everybody's good so far? Everybody's good? Just give me 1 second, please.
Yeah, we're good.
If I can't hear you guys, do you guys hear me?
Hello?
Yes.
We can hear you.
All right. Yes. So everybody's good so far?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So let me go back here. Oh, there it is. Okay, let me see. All right. Let's go back here. Okay. So once you got to that point, now you just have to add 2 commands here. The first command is you're going to type here git remote -v. So git remote -v, if you enter this command is going to show you which are the repositories you can access currently. You guys see here, fetch repositories here and push repository. Both, if you guys don't see that, it means there we need to manually add it. But if you guys see it, it means we are good so far. Everybody see it? You guys have those? The command is git remote -v. Then you're going to add a command, git space add space a period, a dot. This particular command is going to add the change. It's going to add the change to over main. And last is git push origin, git push origin, and then main. Now, once you do that, the change has been deployed. Now, this particular change has been deployed to our website. That's it. These are the command. After you made any changes here, you just have to add this particular command, by the way. You just have to add these 2 commands. Git add space period, like you want to add something, and then git push origin main to the main. Unless you are putting something to the branch. We're not going to do for branches. We're going to make only to the main for now. All right. So these 2 commands, folks. That's it. Should I move on now? If I go back here now and let's refresh it. Once you refresh it, if you open it up, now you will see that the code is here. You guys saw that the code is here now. The code has been pushed to our index.html file. And you can see the comment, I made a structure. That was its structure. That was something that we put it in here, the message. You guys got it now. If I click on it, I got the code. Last thing before we move on. Last thing is, how can I make this particular website live? I want you guys to see my website. How would I make it? I need to click settings. Again, go back to repository. Make sure the code has came to this location. You can always write the code here by hit this button, edit the file, like click here, and you can put the code right here. Right? But it's always better to use the code spaces where you have all the option, all the tools. If I go back here, if you guys got into that point, I'd go back here to my repository. Click settings. Once you click the setting button right onto the top, on your left side, you're going to see a bunch of things. Look for pages. Look for pages on the left side. Once you click the pages, this is what it's going to look like. Now, what we're going to do is, what is GitHub Pages? GitHub Pages is designed to host your personal or your organization or your web page. You can make a web page by using website. Now, deploy from a branch, which we are going to do, and branch, which branch for now, because we are not making any branch, so we are putting the main branch. Main, because that's like a main website. We are not displaying any branch for now. Root, I'm going to select the root. Why root? Because it is right under my root directory. And then hit save. Once you got it, once you hit the save button, it's going to take few seconds and your website is absolutely live. Let me show you. Let's see how long it takes. Let's refresh it. Yeah, it is still taking few seconds, but it's going to be right here in no minute. And we can always put over files. I mean, for example, if I want to upload anything, you can upload. Let me allow it. You can upload a file. You can share the files, etc., etc. We'll see that in a bit. But let's see. Firstly, our website should be right here. Perfect. Now, if you guys see, my website is live. And website address is this. If I hit view website, right click and open a new tab, you guys can see my website is live. Website is live, absolutely available. Anybody can see my website. Easy. All right. You guys got it? Easy. Now, if you guys have any, like you can also get a customized domain as well. All right. I will show you later on, not today. Let's keep it simple for now to have our website for free. Now, for example, I want to upload a picture. If you want to upload a picture, how you can have that? If I want to upload a picture, let me just close this for now. We'll open it up later on. But let's say I want to upload a picture. I'll go back here. I want to upload a picture, so I will go back to my repository. Bunch of ways to do it. One of the easiest ways, I want to add a picture here. So let's say add a file, upload a file, choose your file. Let me upload a picture here. Let's go to desktop. Let's see. Let's see if I have a picture. Pictures. All right, this picture. Let me upload this picture. Right, let me upload this picture. Now I have uploaded this picture. If I go back, now in my repository, oh, sorry about that. I think I forgot to hit upload button. Let's see, picture, open, and there's an upload button. So you can just, change it. I want to commit the change directly to main, so commit changes. So it is processing the file. And now if you see, this particular picture is directly located under my main directory. Now let me quickly show you one thing, because previously we actually used the code spaces. Remember, we use the code spaces and it is active right now. But for example, if I click here, And let's say if I want to add a picture, let's say I want to add a picture here right underneath. Oh, sorry. I'll click here. You can do that directly. Let's say the picture is img image src. You can do that. And this is m.webp. That's the picture. And for example, I want to set the width equal to, let's make it 200. And let me close it for now. I'm not going to do any fancy stuff. You already know the basic HTML, and hit commit changes. So what you did, I have added picture, added picture. So hit commit changes. Changes has been committed. And now if I show you actions, so this action has not been live yet. Like this is in the queue. If you see it is in the queue, I click the action to see it, and page build and deployment, it is still in the queue. When this will turn green, it means the effect is going to show on my website. It is still right here. It is still in the queue. If I click on it, you guys can see here, we build it, but it is not deployed yet. It's not deployed. Build has been done, but deployment is still in progress. Once the deployment will be done, report build status has been done, deployment, it is now in the deployment phase. It is deployed now. If you refresh the browser, the picture is on the website. So you can always do that. You can always edit the page directly if you want the page to be edited directly. But let me show you. If I go back here, my code space was already up there. So we can go here and I can, for example, let's say, stop this code space. If you want to stop this code space, you can do that. Let me stop this. Let me click here. It is, and let me delete this as well to avoid any multiple code spaces. If I click here, let me go to code space. Let me create a new code space. So I hope you guys got the idea. What's the advantage of code space? You have a whole VS Code available to you where you can do all the codings. So let me just let me go back to here. All right, so this is right here. I got to the code. Let me just add something here. You can see the code has been updated. Let's say under the, for example, under the education, let me just put my ordered list. And let's say list item 1, and that is, for example, BSIT, something like that. BSIT, and let's say another list item. And for example, that is MSIT, something like that. And let's see how it looks. Once you got it done, you guys know what to do. You're going to click here, commit the change. Always, I commit the change. Once the change is committed, you guys can also add the comment here. If you don't want to add, I don't want to add it right now. And here, you guys know the command space git space add, and then the space period. And then git push origin, and then push. Git push origin main. All right, everything is update, and you guys can see everything is good for so far. We will close it here. And after that, if I go back and let me show you the code. Yeah, it is not still came here. So we again gotta wait for it. Commit it. So it is still, yeah, it typically takes some time to see. And I can put here testing, something like that. Commit. So test is basically storing, getting done here, and let's see how it looks. Did we make any change? I think it's, yeah, it is right here. Let me click here. Let me just add it again. All right, now it has been deployed. It has been pushed. If I go back here and if I show you the action, in the action, you guys can see here, this new thing is being deployed. It typically doesn't take that long. All right, so build is done. I just made a small change. And report is done, and let's get it deployed quickly. All right, it is done. Refresh the browser. Let me do hard refresh. And now you guys can see under education, my listing are also showing up. So I hope you guys found it interesting. Easy. Is easy hard? What do you guys think? Easy? And an absolutely free website. That's like a